Chapter 7 Ultra-Personalized, AI-Enabled Education, Precision Healthcare, and Wellness. Part 1 Education, healthcare, and wellness are sectors that I'm personally passionate about and would love to see how smart technology and AI-driven technology can help shape a better and more equitable educational and healthy world. In this chapter, we continue our sense-making journey on the application front to understand how these sectors are getting ultra-personalized and AI-enabled. Transformative AI for personalized education. With digitization increasingly penetrating the education sector, it is becoming ripe for serious transformation and disruption. This is already happening through AI-powered smart technology solutions that will not only help to deliver education, knowledge, and skills in new and creative ways, but enable personalized education at scale with a wide range of beneficiaries across age, socio-economic conditions, and geographical regions. Even though we have seen education technology being used over the last few decades, for the most part, our education systems are still run on the 19th century factory model, where a one-size-fits-all solution attempts to educate different kinds of people, motivated by different things, and with varying needs, learning styles, and paces of learning. Still, they must learn the same things, in the same way, at the same time, and are passed or failed based on whether or not they test well and whether their learning styles happens to fit into a model that is forced on them. Of course, before technology and smart technology in particular, there was little other way to ensure the masses had access to education. Resources and teachers were limited and confined to a place and a time. If you struggle to absorb information before 9 a.m., too bad. School starts at 7. If you get testing anxiety causing you to fail, when you have actually absorbed and understood concepts and information better than A-grade students, too bad. You do not move up a grade. Nelson Mandela emphasized the crucial role that education plays for humanity by saying that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It is also clear that AI is not only a key differentiator for educational institutions that adopts it, but has the power to become an equalizer in education. AI-driven smart technologies are well suited to assist with achieving key educational objectives, such as personalized learning at scale, mentors for every learner, universal access to global classrooms, developing the essential skills to thrive in the smart technology era, providing education for all, lifelong and life-wide learning, and improving teaching efficiency and effectiveness. As AI is enhancing education technology, it helps to understand how the global education technology market is evolving. The size of this market is expected to grow to $285 billion in 2027 at a compound annual growth rate of 18.1% from 2020 to 2027, with North America accounting for a majority share and the Asia-Pacific region having the fastest growth, with countries such as China and India being the front runners. The market growth is being stimulated by the accessibility of internet connectivity, the spread of smart devices, a drive towards AI-driven personalized and interactive learning, as well as innovative education technology solutions such as e-books, learning management systems, student information systems, content delivery systems, intelligent tutoring systems, virtual facilitators, smart boards, online courses with accreditation from recognized universities, massive open online courses, and more recently, immersive course content via augmented reality and virtual reality. There has been quite a history to revolutionize education with technology, whether expanding access to knowledge via massive open online courses or gamifying instructional materials. Apart from technical issues, the responsible handling of ethical issues about data ownership, privacy, security, and governance will be key to ensure successful deployment of AI-driven edutech solutions. Due to the private and sensitive nature of learner data, edutech solution providers and educational institutions need to ensure that there are tight guarantees of data protection and handling. Given the example set of the successful adoption of AI in so many other sectors, especially consumer-facing businesses, along with the application readiness of AI technology with respect to natural language processing and a range of machine learning use cases, there is an increasing awareness pertaining to the advantages of technology integration in the education sector. The adoption of AI is on the rise, with educators starting to claim that AI can have a revolutionary, authentic impact on the K-12 experience for both students and teachers. We see this already in the global AI segment of the education market that is highly fragmented, with a large number of global and regional players being joined by a multitude of smart technology-driven education companies that see this as a massive business opportunity for delivering cloud and on-premise smart technology-based solutions to K-12 education, higher education, academic research, and also corporate training. Some of these major multinational corporations or more established education-focused companies include Google, IBM, Microsoft, Pearson, Nuance Communications, Blackboard, Amazon Web Services, Genzabar, Cogni, and Carnegie Learning. These companies have aggressive strategies to increase their footprint in the market through partnerships, acquisitions, and product launches. There are also a number of unicorn edtech startups in especially China, India, and the US that are starting to make their mark, such as Yuan Fudeo and Zhuyu Bang with tutoring, and VIP Kid with language in China, Byju's with tutoring, and Unacademy with test preparation in India, and Coursera and Udemy with massive open online courses, and Udacity with proprietary online courses in the US. According to a P&S Intelligence Market Research report, the global AI share in the education market is expected to reach $25.7 billion in 2030, implying a compound annual growth rate of 32.9% from 2020 to 2030. Some specific machine learning-driven applications expected to help drive this growth involve automated grading systems, personalized student assignments, automated administrative tasks and decision-making support, as well as natural language processing used for intelligent virtual assistants, processing of text and speech data in discussions or portals, and assisting with writing assignment assessments and analysis. With AI-enabled learning, learner engagement can be enhanced, course content can be scheduled and delivered in an automated fashion. The learning and development team can focus more on higher quality learning content, and return on learning and development investment can be improved with more effective and personalized learning outcomes. AI can also specifically add value in enhancing the learning process via the use of smart instructional content, longitudinal student data, and human engagement. Predictive analytics that identifies a learner's academic strengths and weaknesses. Prescriptive and content analytics capabilities, recommending behavior and content for learners aligned to their individual skills needs and learning styles. Helping learners to improve retention. Mining the growing library of education content. Content filtering and summarization, and a machine learning system that triggers if the learner has serious learning and or other behavioral issues that require specialist interventions. Additionally, as AI technology improves further with respect to especially natural language understanding and semantic understanding, we can expect more impactful AI-driven personalized learning, intelligent learning assistants and advisors, automatically grading more creative work such as essays and presentations, learning analytics, smarter content, automatic content generation, intelligent tutors and virtual mentors, virtual facilitators and learning environments, new learning pathways, real-time identification of where courses need to improve, altering how we interact with and find information, finding and addressing gaps in learning and teaching, making trial and error learning less intimidating, as well as changing the role of teachers, where students learn, who teaches them, and how they acquire 21st century skills, such as critical thinking and problem solving, and getting better lifelong and life-wide learning support. Though quality education will typically require active engagement by human teachers, AI promises to restructure and enhance education at all levels, especially by providing personalization at scale and addressing the limitations of measuring academic achievement and abilities, conventional classroom teaching, and traditional testing systems. AI applications in education can result in learning activities that are adaptable and customized to each individual and avoid leaving slower learners behind or frustrating faster learners. With personalized digital learning platforms, courses and learning material can be presented at scale and customized to ensure that students can maximize their learning experience and potential by learning at their own pace with consideration of their current knowledge and skill levels, learning preferences, individual progress. Make the learning experience as enjoyable and stimulating as possible and provide personalized motivational assistance, support, feedback, and recommendations. Personalized learning enables continuous, differentiated, and individualized learning, which effectively replaces the traditional stop and test learning model and delivers the right content at the right time in the most optimal way to each learner. AI-driven adaptive personalized learning can provide in-depth insights into a learner's performance, cognitive ability, attitude, perseverance, confidence, and mindset by identifying successful learning indicators for each learner. Use computer vision to, for example, track eye and mouse movements, analyzes sentiment using natural language processing, and monitors learning dynamics, such as the amount of time a learner needs to answer a question, the number of times a question was attempted before getting it right, and the number of times a learner pauses during a teaching lesson. Although coaching and assessing require specific skills, such as communication, emotional intelligence, and creativity, AI solutions can support these activities through recognizing learning patterns, the affective states of learners, their attitude towards learning, and other real-time insights using data from digital interactions, attention tracking, facial expressions, and group interactions and dynamics. An AI-based learning assistant should provide personalized coaching throughout the learning journey, factoring in all available learner data, including the student's learning goals and interests, their current level of knowledge, and their past learning experiences. Some of the enabling technologies include data collection, innovative data management, data mining, and pattern recognition via predictive analytics and natural language processing systems. Learning analytics is key for adaptive learning environments to improve learner support and performance. An AI-based learning assistant typically ascribes to a personalized learning framework with algorithms that process the knowledge represented in a domain model, a pedagogy model, and a learner model. A learner interface with content adapted to the needs and capabilities of the individual learner and capturing of the learner's data such as interactions, achievements, and emotions, as well as data analysis and predictive analytics on all available structured and unstructured learner data. Such a learning assistant can also empower learners with the ability to have some insights into their behavioral and cognitive preferences, a sense of how and where they learn best, how conclusions are being reached, how to control their own learning tempo, and even how to configure the learning assistant to help them navigate their learning experiences. A University of Texas research paper presents an open and interactive cloud-based learning platform called Cloud eLab that allows learners to control the whole learning process at their own pace and supports education application scenarios such as unfolding deep and wide learning, as well as cognitive and adaptation learning concepts. The AI thinking framework is based on cognitive and adaptation, as opposed to just procedural thinking, to automatically learn deep and wide rules and semantics from experiments, and has been successfully used in a variety of machine learning courses in practice. Kidaptive provides a cloud-based AI-powered adaptive learning platform that enables educational companies to use the data they collect to increase learner engagement, efficacy across their content ecosystem, actionable insights about learning, predicts future learner performance and real-time adaptivity to optimize personalized engagement and improve learning outcomes. The KidAptive's Learning Analytics uses a universal learner model to produce a holistic picture of the learner's progress, proficiency, preferences, and interests using data inputs such as teacher and parent, and teacher input, learning activities, and assessments. Newton provides an adaptive, personalized learning solution in subjects such as mathematics, chemistry, economics, and statistics that continuously measures and adapts to students' proficiency levels with each interaction, identifies knowledge gaps, and provides just-in-time remediation. A Newton data scientist described machine learning as the new chalk for teachers and instructors, but acknowledged that AI is still relatively limited in how it is being applied. Personalized AI-powered assistants can function like tutors and be customized for a particular course, voice and speech recognition enabled, answer questions about topics covered by the course, keep track of a learner's progress with coursework, anticipate potential failure, help to build student self-awareness, and incorporate personality test insights to further customize personalized responses. It can also help to provide a safe and neutral learning environment, adjust the speed of learning, and encourage active participation in learning. Given the effectiveness of playing games to learn new content, there is a great opportunity to have educational content packaged into a game format to provide a more effective, enjoyable, and impactful learning experience with interactive components to ensure continuous engagement as well as customization in accordance with a learner's personality and learning needs. Quizlet, for example, provides a variety of studying and learning tools from flashcards to games, along with adaptive plans and AI-driven recommendations to show the most relevant study material. They claim 90% of learners who use Quizlet report higher grades. London-based Third Space Learning provides personalized one-to-one mathematics lessons to help close the mathematics attainment gap for children from age 5 to 11 via a secure online classroom together with primary math teaching resources, AI-based recommendations, and development modules for teachers via their online learning hub. UK-based Century Tech combines AI, learning science, and neuroscience to identify gaps in learners' knowledge, personalized content, questions and learning pathways, identifies and addresses misconceptions, and supports teacher interventions as well as contingency planning for home learning. They specialize in English, mathematics, and science courses for primary and secondary schools, further education colleges, and remote learning. US-based AI-enabled educational technology provider Cogni provides personalized deeper learning, enhanced tutoring, open response assessment, and pedagogically rich analytics to K-12, higher education, and corporate training markets to provide better learning outcomes and cost savings. Their virtual learning assistant interacts with the student in an engaging chatbot-style learning conversation and handles open response answers in an adaptive, personalized manner, provides one-to-one tutoring and coaching until mastery is achieved, gives students a formative assessment and real-time feedback throughout the learning sequence, and provides instructors with detailed learning analytics. Quarium from Texas delivers personalized bite-sized lessons with AI-powered step-by-step tutoring assistants called Stepwise to help high school and college students master key skills in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and give teachers insights into a student's learning habits and areas for improvement. Some of the solutions include support for assessment and placement tests, and Rover, an online math homework system that uses the Stepwise virtual tutor. Thinkster Math is a K-8 tutoring platform that provides a tailored program that combines AI with human interaction to make learning mathematics efficient, predictable, and achievable in a step-by-step fashion. Their 7-step method includes better ways to remember without overloading the learner's working memory, hyper-personalization of content, dedicated digital tutor and coach, getting insights into learners' performance to achieve mastery and accelerate learning, providing timely assistance when learners solve problems, keeping learners engaged, and making learning convenient. US-based Carnegie Learning Incorporated provides an AI-driven personalized mathematics learning software platform called Mathia for middle and high school students that acts flexibly as a coach that provides real-time assessment and feedback, facilitates active learning, and learning analytics. They have extended their offering to also include a personalized computer science learning software platform called Zulama. Dreambox Learning provides an online personalized mathematics program in English and Spanish that dynamically adapts to learners' actions, provides predictive insights on learner performance, and is currently being used by 3.5 million K-8 students in North America. iTalk2Learn was a 3-year European Union project that developed an open-source AI-driven tutoring platform that supports mathematics learning for primary school students to deliver the right lesson in a more natural way, at the right time for every student. Some of the key innovations include a lesson recommender that adapts intelligently to students' needs by incorporating historical performance and behavioral patterns, speech recognition that enables detecting behavioral patterns, affective states, and learning attitudes, as well as exploratory learning environments and tasks to promote both procedural and conceptual knowledge. GradeScope uses AI technology to help deliver and grade variable length assignments, such as problem sets and projects, as well as fixed template assignments, such as worksheets, exams, quizzes, or questionnaires on subjects such as computer science, both paper-based assignment or programming project, physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology, engineering, and economics. Roiby provides AI-powered toys for young children such as Roiby Robot that teaches languages, math, science, technology, and chemistry in an adaptable, conversational, and entertaining fashion. KidSense.ai, which is a Roiby company, provides automatic speech recognition in multiple languages and speech assessment, and tailored for children in languages such as English, Mandarin, and Korean. It converts children's native and non-native speech to text in real time, supports simultaneous dual speech recognition, has fully embedded language and acoustic models, and evaluates pronunciations. Nuance is a US-based company specializing in conversational AI and provides its Dragon speech recognition software to help transform the classroom by assisting students that struggle with writing, transcribing spoken word up to 160 words per minute, reading transcribed text, assisting teachers in preparing lesson plans, syllabi, reading lists, worksheets, and assessments quicker through dictation. European-based Linkfist Technologies OU is an education company that uses AI to fast-track language learning in an accessible, personalized, focused, and fast way, where the languages currently include Spanish, French, Russian, German, and Portuguese. It uses, for example, machine learning to assess one's existing vocabulary, to learn at your own level, learn new words, and review existing vocabulary in a real-world context. Customize your course by building your own language deck or selecting specialized theme-based language decks. Elias Robot is a multilingual language learning application that uses AI and a voice user interface deployed in a human-like robot to help students to practice languages and communication skills in a fun and engaging way. It has a variety of exercise types, such as warm-up, repeat, and remember, speech, and a playful quiz, can listen carefully through speech recognition, monitor the development of pronunciation, give positive and effective feedback in an animated fashion through speech recognition, and help practice interaction and reaction skills via free-form chat. These AI-powered personalized learning platforms and assistants that uses machine learning, natural language processing, speech recognition, and computer vision can also assist teachers with meaningful insights, recommendations, feedback, and predictive analytics about learners' performance and the effectiveness of the current learning system on an individual level, automating repetitive and routine tasks such as marking and grading, supervising tutorials, answering routine questions, identify early disengagement signs, and indicate which learners need more support, intervention, mentoring, and guidance. Such systems can also provide predictive analytics by predicting grades, determine the most effective learning methods, and make it easier to assess performance based on defined goals. It can also assist teachers to focus less on lecturing and more on guidance, mentoring, and coaching, as well as improve the efficiency of communications with learners by being always available to respond to queries and immediate problems. It can also help to supervise learners in a classroom setup using facial and voice recognition. By mining data from all available data sources, including education records, learning management systems, surveys, and social media, AI solutions can also help optimize group formation for learning objectives, identify complementary skills to enhance critical thinking and learners' capacity to collaborate and adapt, identify new drivers of performance to assess students, and help students highlight their strengths. Machine learning can identify complementary skills that will maximize critical thinking and test students' capacity to adapt and collaborate. Collaboration.ai's AI-driven solutions can, for example, be used for learning and development to analyze data on learners' knowledge, capabilities, and experience, and figure out optimal formation of groups, cohorts, and teams using products such as Network OS that uses trained AI models to combine and find relationships and create maps of connections, and Team Creator to engineer intelligent networking opportunities, makes introductions, drives stronger connections with better engagement by combining AI, surveys, and social organization network analysis to customize teams and track engagement over time. Georgia Tech's AI-enabled virtual teaching assistant, called Jill Watson, has been successfully used for 4 years since 2016, when it was first introduced to students as a teaching assistant for their online Master of Science in Computer Science course. It helped to reduce the high attrition rate typically associated with online courses, and was so effective that at that time, many students did not know for months that Jill was not a human providing the support and answering questions. Since then, it has been deployed in 4 residential courses as well as an introduction course to biology as the first non-computer science related course, where it has been used in the form of a virtual ecological research assistant called Vera to help students perform virtual experiments to explain existing ecological systems and predict possible outcomes based on user inputs and changes. Coursera's online learning programs and degrees have courses that have recorded auto-graded and peer-reviewed assignments, where AI is used to identify and alert course instructors when a large proportion of learners make similar errors. I remember doing Coursera's machine learning course offered by Stanford University and presented by Andrew Ng in 2013, just to see what it's like, and was impressed with the automated way tests and assignments were handled. With more than 3.5 million enrollments and at least 100,000 completions since then, this has been one of the most successful MOOC courses with tangible career benefits. Coursera also uses a machine learning-based tool called Course Match that matches school curriculum to their 3,800 online courses by catalog the school's courses into its system and then aligns it with online courses on its platform using natural language processing. More than 2.6 million on-campus courses across 1,800 schools have already been matched. Content Technologies uses AI to create educational content in a cost-effective way for secondary, higher, and continuing education, as well as corporate training. For example, with Palette, one can create a customer lecture series, syllabus, or textbook, where Cram 101 can break master content in a textbook into a smart study guide that has chapter summaries, practice tests, and flashcards. NetX Learning, headquartered in Spain, develops apps and service-based solutions for learning and smarter content, such as Learning Cloud as a machine learning-powered learning management system that engages and empowers learners, as well as Content Cloud that supports the creation and management of digital content in the cloud. AI can also be effectively used to anticipate job market demand. It can help to increase enrollment by using a virtual assistant to follow up with applicants. ConnectPath provides an AI-driven managed marketplace called weadmit.io to help guide high school students to make the right choice when applying to colleges or universities. The WeAdmit platform makes use of a chatbot that addresses common career-related questions and connects prospective students with a personalized team of counselors that includes a college admissions professional, a student coach, and a financial aid expert. Spain-based Alicante's 1 million bot develops specialized chatbots for different sectors, with their most successful chatbots being those created to facilitate enrollment in universities such as the University of Murcia, the Polytechnic University of Valencia, and the Complutense University of Madrid. Educational institutions and providers also want to continually improve their offerings to students, ensure that their courses are relevant with respect to the needs of the fast-changing job market, attract the most suitable combination of students, ensure that they benefit from their chosen courses, make sure of retaining them, assist them optimally on their learning path, and helping them to find meaningful jobs. Similar to other consumer-facing businesses, AI can be applied to improve the retention of students, proactively identify those students that are struggling and prevent dropout where possible, help unlock the learning potential of students, help to unlock on-time completion of their studies, improve the student experience, support staff with academic planning and student interaction, and assist students with lifelong career assessment, planning, and development. There are several edutech providers that have solutions to address these needs, such as Civitas Learning, Hobon's Naviance, Kuder, BridgeU, and Renaissance. Civitas Learning has, for example, an analytics platform that unifies education data for a 360-degree view of students and delivers actionable intelligence to innovate and measurably improve learning outcomes. Their Student Success Suite provides comprehensive insights about students, activities, and programs to support strategic planning, equip staff with the data and tools to help students and deliver more effective student care and guidance, use real-time data and analytics to make policy decisions or launch outreach, understand the impact and return on investment of student success programs, remove barriers that impede student planning, scheduling, and registration, and improve equity and eliminating achievement gaps. Northern Arizona University in the USA has also integrated predictions from the Civitas Learning platform into Salesforce CRM to inform actions and share insights across the student support ecosystem to retain students and help students at risk. With increased instrumentation, providing real-time and novel feeds of data about student behavior and activities, we will see AI applications such as computer vision and natural language processing to assist in identifying disengagement and learning difficulties. AI can also be used to improve sales, customer engagements, and interactions, as is demonstrated by the Sales Lab of Haga-Helia University in Finland, that offers sales training services to business by measuring and analyzing the emotional responses of customer experiences during a sales engagement. Students can improve their selling skills by getting feedback from the AI-powered system that does eye tracking, detecting emotional responses, and providing insights about the effectiveness of their interaction. The same technology can also be utilized to improve intelligent virtual assistants' engagement with learners or customers. AI can be used as a tool to identify added value of scientific activity, automating the review of academic content, detecting plagiarism, and the misuse of information and statistics. AI can help to enhance scientific research as a tool that mines huge amounts of structured and unstructured data, discover connections in the content, create hypotheses or theories, and provide predictions. Many basic learning opportunities can start with a well-designed educational chatbot that can facilitate an interactive learning experience that could be more engaging and interesting than reading a book or watching a video. In the future, Information about a learner's knowledge level about a given topic can be incorporated to customize recommendations on the educational material that would best meet the learner's needs. Andreas Oranje from Education Testing Service made some bold predictions on AI and the future of education over the next decade, which includes that 95% of the current education technology offerings will be gone. Those that survive will be the most useful for teachers and make their jobs more meaningful, and traditional ways of testing will be replaced by embedded forms of assessment that is integrated into the learning process and enhanced by virtual and augmented reality simulations, game-based learning experiences, and online courses. With businesses being transformed and the nature of jobs and tasks within jobs in continuous flux and change, there seems to be not only a difficulty in optimally matching people to the right job, but a considerable mismatch between the skills, knowledge, and competencies that are required in the job market and those that the educational system delivers. AI-powered digital solutions can help to address some of these problems by providing the education sector with a more real-time view of job requirements, making curriculums more dynamic, and connecting people to job opportunities in a personalized and dynamic fashion. There are many examples of AI-driven tools that optimize the different stages of the recruitment and talent acquisition processes, such as job ad posting, candidate sourcing, candidate screening, candidate assessment, the interview process, offer, and onboarding process. Textio is, for example, using natural language processing and text analytics techniques to improve the contents of job ad postings. USA-based Career Builder is an example of an AI-driven talent discovery platform for job seekers and employers that reportedly enable companies to reduce time to hire by more than 30% faster, whilst enhancing both the recruiter and the job seeker's experience, as well as addressing diversity. There are many other startups that provide candidate sourcing solutions that tap into machine learning, natural language processing, and predictive analytics, such as Aria, Beamery, Intello, HireTual, HireAbby, HiredScore, and Telemetry. Aria's recruiting platform, for example, provides fast identification of top talent with smart sourcing, blends AI and data-driven methods to create high-quality candidate pipelines, engage automatically with personalized messaging, and track successful hires and search for similar candidates in real time. PandoLogic's PandoIQ job advertising platform automates and optimizes job advertising spend using AI-enabled algorithms for job ad classification, performance prediction, budget allocation, job ad targeting, real-time campaign optimization, and predictive insights and transparency in spend. There are also AI-driven tools that specifically help with candidate screening by multilingual resume parsing, contextual screening, and resume prioritization. Some current examples include CPOL, CVVis, Ideal, Mosaic Track, Pomato, and TextKernel. Machine learning is also used for assessing candidates for job and organizational fit by predicting the quality of the hire based on a candidate's aptitude, culture fit, soft skills, and ability to succeed throughout their career. Some example candidate screening software include Harbor, HackerRank, Interview Mocha, Candio, and McQuaig, along with intelligent virtual assistants such as JobPal, Maya, and Oliva that can have a conversation with candidates as part of the screening process. Humantic AI provides an example of AI being used for organizing personality tests and predictive behavioral assessment in combination with social psychology, computational linguistics, and psycholinguistics. AI can also be used to assist with the interviewing process, where companies such as Candidly and X.ai makes it easier to schedule interviews, whereas HireView, Pana, and TaylorCity provides AI-enabled video interviewing platform solutions. There are also a number of experience-based onboarding platform solutions that use machine learning to enhance the offer and onboarding process of successful candidates. Some examples include Apical, Enboarder, and Talmondo. The types of AI solutions will not only lead to faster recruitment, but also more precise matching of candidates with the optimal skill set and personal traits for a specific job or role, even promising candidates with less conventional credentials. Governments would also be able to use machine learning-based approaches to predict details about job market demand more accurately, which in turn can help educational institutions to adjust their course curricula, content, and learning approaches to better match the private and public sector job market demand. Apart from helping to reduce unemployment, it would also lead to a more confident, adaptable, and productive workforce to help raise the productivity of the economy. As smart technology-driven automation is accelerating the pace at which people's skills and knowledge in the job market will become obsolete, there is a growing need for an always accessible type of continuous learning. The nature of education is therefore evolving into one that also covers life-wide and lifelong learning, where life-wide learning recognizes formal, informal, and non-formal learning of a person within multiple contexts and authentic real-world settings, and lifelong learning involves continuous learning throughout a person's entire life to learn new skills, knowledge, and competencies as required. AI-powered learning solutions will make life-wide and lifelong learning a practical reality by discovering new training relevant to a person's training needs, developing smart tailored training plans, assess the person's ability to learn training content, understand the person's learning patterns and preferences, customize future content, and provide recommendations for optimal learning. By having an AI learning assistant or virtual coach that delivers these capabilities in a personalized and responsive way that interacts in the person's spoken language and taking into consideration the person's interests, learning preferences, training needs, and personality, a more optimal learning experience can be provided that is interactive, proactive, and customized with respect to suggestions, advice, recommendations, guidance, and coaching. Based on instructions from learning and development professionals or the user's learning goals and preferences, an AI system can also be used to automatically generate content or learning assets by combining relevant text, audio, and video content from reputable sources. This would allow teachers and other practitioners in the education sector to focus more on developing new and creative learning approaches for the future and strategic training requirements of a business or educational institution. AI-enabled technology can also play a key role to create more scalable and cost-effective educational solutions to address the massive teacher shortages at the primary and secondary levels. UNESCO's Institute of Statistics team has predicted that the world needs almost 69 million new teachers, 24.4 million primary school teachers, and 44.4 million secondary school teachers to reach the 2030 educational goals as part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, which is about ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. Based on a UNESCO's 2020 Global Education Monitoring Report about inclusion and education, they state that in all but the high-income countries in North America and Europe, only 18% of the poorest youth complete secondary school in relation to the richest youth, and in at least 20 countries, of which most is in sub-Saharan Africa, very few poor rural young women complete secondary school. They estimate that 258 million youth, which represents 17% of the global total, are not in school, where this number for sub-Saharan Africa is growing. This is the hard reality. With AI-assisted virtual teaching, in particular focus on coaching and assessing, a much wider reach can be achieved that also significantly impacts third world countries and remote locations for the better. As sub-Saharan Africa also has a high dropout rate, this has substantial negative consequences in terms of the loss of opportunity to develop African talent and the cost to academic institutions, as well as social and economic development more broadly speaking. It is also clear that a concerted collaborative effort is needed by the African public sector, private sector, and academic stakeholders to avoid waste of resources in developing and implementing AI-driven technology solutions. From a private sector perspective, there is a number of edtech startups that is working on transforming learning in Africa, such as the Student Hub in South Africa with their skills development and job creation platform, BrainShare with their e-learning platform in Uganda, M-Shuli in Kenya that has an AI-driven personalized e-learning platform, Ubongo in Tanzania with their children's edutainment and educational television series for children ages 3 to 12, and Tutoria in Nigeria with a platform for online and offline tutoring. The Student Hub, a company that I also invested in, provides an end-to-end data-driven platform for skills development and job creation with the goal to build Africa's largest vocational and technical skills marketplace. The Student Hub's Era online e-learning platform enables personalized education and can be further enhanced with AI technology as it evolves. At the other end of the spectrum, we have China, which has started a mass experiment in AI education that is fueled by the enormous data that is available for AI ventures. The ferocious academic competition, where academic performance is seen as the key determinant of success in life, as well as the tax breaks and other incentives from government for AI startups to enhance the full education spectrum from learning to teacher training and school management. A recent paper, Artificial Intelligence and Education in China, provides an analysis of government policy and private sector enterprise and suggests that although the central government policy reserves a substantial role for education in their national AI strategy, the latter is more nuanced, with differing regional networks, international corporate activity, and private sector utilizing the conducive political conditions to quickly develop innovative AI-driven educational solutions. It also outlines some prominent private education companies that use AI and smart technology at scale, such as Squirrel AI, New Oriental Group, and Tomorrow Advancing Life. Squirrel AI is, for example, one of the top AI-powered adaptive education companies in China that provides high-quality, personalized K-12 after-school tutoring at scale at a cost-effective price to address the unequal distribution of education opportunities and the lack of personal attention in the typical classroom. With their impactful adaptive learning, where their software responds in real time to students' interactions through automated individual support and the strong emphasis on highly granular knowledge elements to identify gaps in learners' understanding accurately, the company has seen within 5 years enormous growth, with 2,000 learning centers in 200 cities with over 1 million registered students. Tomorrow Advancing Life is another educational provider with core development goals of being smart technology-driven, talent-centered, and quality-focused, with many sub-brands such as PU's high-end K-12 talent training and education platform, JZB as an internet education platform, and EdStars as an entrepreneur online education service platform. One of their solutions is an AI language teaching system that has by the end of 2019 already covered 252 teaching locations, 72 primary schools, and 47 towns to improve proficiency and confidence of students and teachers speaking Mandarin. There are also companies that specialize in test grading and homework correction, such as 17 Zuye, that uses AI to streamline the grading process and homework distribution, and Lingo Champs, Liulishu, which is an English language learning intelligent tutor. Lingo Hamp is a sub-brand of LAIZ, which provides an AI teacher to learn English language, which is equipped with AI-driven adaptive learning technologies, such as speech recognition and scoring engine, a multi-granular speech evaluation engine, and a real-time personalized feedback system. Along with well-established language learning pedagogies, the solution provides tailored pronunciation and grammar correction, as well as a vocabulary notebook and courses that is supplemented by online study advisors. Almost 60,000 schools in China, which represents about 25% of schools in the country, are also experimenting with AI technology to focus on understanding the meaning, style, and logic of the text in academic essays in order to grade the work's overall quality and make recommendations in areas such as writing style, theme, and structure. Although this technology is still in its infancy, the intent is to reduce the amount of time teachers spend on grading essays and avoid inconsistencies caused by human error. At some schools in China, AI has also been applied in a more controversial fashion via the use of face scanners to gain entry, handling of enrollments and registering attendance, as well as monitoring students' attentiveness in classrooms via the use of cameras. The surveillance of students has raised privacy issues with both parents and educators. Not only are there legitimate concerns about data privacy, but also the psychological effects on children being exposed to constant monitoring, as well as issues with facial recognition not always working effectively. Even if students' educational data, which might include sensitive personal data, is only being used to improve the effectiveness of personalized learning and teaching, there is a risk that this data might become public or exposed via a cyber attack and then used to deny poorly performing students employment, education, or other opportunities. It is clear that AI-enabled education needs to be carefully designed to ensure that we have a safe and protected environment which is in the best interest of students, families, and society more broadly. In the fourth education revolution, Anthony Selden asks if AI will liberate or infantilize humanity. He calls education the Cinderella of the AI story when compared to how AI is being applied in other sectors, but that is clearly about to change. The previous educational revolutions that started with learning within family units and tribes and followed by the coming of schools and universities when education was slowly being institutionalized to the printing and the secularization of education for the masses about 500 years ago are now followed by AI-enabled education that is ushering in the fourth education revolution. Anthony further summarizes how AI is addressing the traditional limitations of the factory model of education through social mobility, where quality of teaching is more democratized via personalized adaptive one-to-one learning and class sizes are less of a factor, learning by stage and not age, the freeing up of teachers' time, with AI assisting with routine tasks, enriching and broadening the range of human intelligence and potential, and focusing more on individualization and uniqueness instead of homogenization, which is an unintended byproduct of the factory model. Other smart technology-related benefits highlighted include making learning more enjoyable and challenging, ensuring the potential continuity of teachers via a personalized digital teacher through the school journey or even life, and enhanced preparation for the world of work, encouraging lifelong learning, and the increasing stimulation for teachers by reducing repetitive and routine tasks and letting them focus on more creative, strategic, and human-centric aspects and aspiring students with learning and living better lives. Although the opportunities with AI-enabled education are immense with lifelong value, the depth of learning, quality of life instead of quantity, and addressing the democratic shortfall, there are also clear risks being introduced which need to be addressed. These include that education can become narrower and more specialized at an earlier age, the loss of social contact, teachers losing control over their students, especially younger learners where it is more needed, deprofessionalization of the teacher role, the potential increase in social immobility with the most advanced forms of AI only available to those that can afford that, which goes against democratizing AI-enabled education, infantilization of students, risk of AI controlling large parts of the human knowledge, risk of boredom, unhealthy lifestyles, and an increase in mental health issues, privacy, and ethical concerns, and a potential erosion of values. In discussing the future of AI in schools, Anthony highlights some innovative schools in the US and India, which includes the ALT schools, where students can organize their own learning in consultation with teachers, the Summit Public Schools that focuses on personalized learning, the School of One that allows each learner to use an individualized adaptive learning system to learn at their own pace, Khan Lab School, an allied development of Khan Academy and its online tutorials, that allows each student to pursue their own learning objectives on a personalized learning platform. And the Riverbend School in India that focuses on developing personal fulfillment and happiness of its students within an innovative village-like physical surroundings that support learning using state-of-the-art smart technology. I specifically like his vision for smart schools of the future that are smaller in size and rooted in local communities and aims to fully develop a student's aptitudes using personalized AI-driven learning software with individualized learning plans, supported by both human and AI-powered teaching assistants, encourages arts, physical activity, and quiet reflection, and embraces an educational philosophy that promotes well-being, creativity, curiosity, blossoming, and formation of individual character. This is also in line with the massive transformative purpose for humanity and associated goals that I'm proposing later in this book. It is also clear that universities of the future will be completely transformed by AI-driven digitization, the evolutions and better understanding of learning and the brain, and the impact of AI and automation on jobs. Universities will need to ensure that 21st century skills such as creativity, social intelligence, ethics, and moral choice, and dexterity also get proper attention. It also needs to address problems such as affordability, maintaining quality education, teaching quality, and student demands, lifelong education, being sidestepped by employers offering in-service education, maintaining internationalism, and declining mental health. Anthony Selden also segmented the types of universities of the future into global, driven by elite universities across the world, national, regional, local, professional, more focus on professions and services, and digital, ones with no physical presence. Going forward, we are likely to see the traditional lecturers disappear, more virtual university collaboration, and virtual degrees or even nanodegrees, as we've seen from Udacity. Another interesting development is the introduction of the Wolf University that makes use of blockchain technology to reliably record academic credits and regulate contracts and payments and allows students to choose their professor and study personalized courses in online fashion with faculty trained at some of the world's leading institutions. Smart universities of the future will likely rely heavily on AI-powered teaching and learning, be more interdisciplinary in nature from both learning and research perspective, cater for all ages from a lifelong and life-wide learning perspective, focus more on 21st century skills, be more relevant with respect to understanding and studying real human and global concerns, and have a strong emphasis on creativity, curiosity, positive health, well-being, and nurturing the mind and body.